Long ago, in the royal city of Jerusalem, where the temple of the Lord stood in shining splendor, a young man rose to power. His name was Ahaz. He was only 20 years old when the crown of Judah was placed upon his head. The people watched with hope. After all, his grandfather, King Uzziah, had walked with God. His father Jotham had followed in his footsteps. Would Ahaz do the same? The answer came swiftly, and it shocked the nation. Ahaz was not like David, the shepherd king who worshipped with all his heart. He was not like his father Jotham, who feared the Lord. Ahaz was ambitious, curious, and dangerous. He wanted something different. He looked at the other nations, their rituals, their idols, their armies, and something in him whispered, "Why not us?" Before long, the land of Judah was covered in altars, not to Yahweh, the God of Israel, but to Baal, to Moloch, to anything and everything except the Lord. Ahaz led the people in pagan worship on hills and under trees. He had images of false gods made and bowed to them. But the worst, the act that caused the heavens themselves to shudder? Ahaz offered his own son. In fire, he sacrificed his child to a god that could not see or hear, a god of death. Then came judgment. News rang out through the city. Syria and Israel are coming. The two kings, Rezin of Aram and Pekah of Israel, had formed an alliance to destroy Judah. People cried out. Soldiers trembled. The walls of Jerusalem stood tall, but inside fear made the people weak. And what did Ahaz do? Did he call on the God of David? Did he gather the priests, tear his robes, and fall on his face? No. Ahaz turned his eyes toward the north, toward the most powerful and brutal empire of the time, Assyria. He gathered silver and gold, even from the sacred temple of God, and sent messengers with trembling hands. "I am your servant and your son. Save me from the kings who rise against me." And Assyria answered. They crushed Syria, killed Rezin, sent captives into exile. Judah was saved, but at a price. While in Damascus to thank his new savior, Ahaz saw something strange. An altar, vast, beautiful, foreign. Not like anything in Jerusalem. It dazzled him. And right then, he made his next move. He sent a message back home to his priest. "Build me an altar, just like this." The temple of the Lord, the sacred place built by Solomon, where God's presence once filled the Holy of Holies, was defiled. Ahaz moved the Lord's altar aside, replacing it with his Assyrian copy. He made sacrifices on it himself, while God's holy altar was left unused, like an old relic. He also sealed the doors of the temple so no one could worship the Lord. Instead, he filled Jerusalem with altars to false gods, one on every street corner, one in every city. The light of Judah was dimming. But even in the darkness, God sent a voice. Isaiah the prophet came to King Ahaz with a message from heaven. "Do not be afraid of the kings of Aram and Israel. They are like smoldering sticks, about to burn out. If you do not stand firm in your faith, you will not stand at all." God told Ahaz to ask for a sign, any sign, but Ahaz refused. He had made his choice. Still, Isaiah spoke once more. "The Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and bear a son, and his name shall be Emmanuel, God with us." The years went by. Judah suffered again and again at the hands of Edom, Philistia, and Assyria itself. Ahaz had trusted man, not God. He had closed the temple. He had rejected the word of the prophet. And when he died, the people buried him, but not with the kings of honor. There was no celebration, no glory, only silence. But out of that broken house, God raised a new king, Hezekiah, son of Ahaz. King Ahaz's story warns us not to trade God's protection for human power. In fear, he trusted Assyria instead of God, shut the temple, and led Judah into idolatry, even sacrificing his own son. Yet despite his failure, God's promise of Emmanuel remained, and his son Hezekiah later rose to restore true worship. Ahaz reminds us that fear can lead us away from God, but a new legacy can still rise after failure. King Ahaz's story can be found in 2 Kings 16, 2 Chronicles 28, and Isaiah 7.